You don't want to finish last. But I tell you one thing, man, you can get a new set of clubs if you finish first. 31,000. Turmoil already, though, in the Phillies clubhouse with regards to the Commissioner Stubbs. They're already docking guys from the ability to use waiver wire money, and Schwarber said the commissioner got to stand up for himself.
He's taking care of his own catcher is what he's doing.
Seems that way. All right, the Phillies are in the field, and the typical lineup behind Aaron Nola is ready. This is the lineup they're going to face. It's a team that has survived a whole slew of injuries. Riley, of course, the most recent big one, but you lose Strider early. Harris is back, and he makes a big difference. Whit Merrifield, of course, came over after the Phillies let him go. He's been a nice story for them. Gio Urshela, a terrific pickup defensively at third base.
He's a veteran, just stopgap at this point, but yes, he could play third base, and certainly somebody you trust in big games, and of course on the mound for the Phillies. Pretty solid year there from Aaron Nola. When you look around, he's doing what he does, filling up the strike zone, only a 6% walk rate. Really, his best pitch has always been his curveball. It's been even better this year. When you look at the top curves by run value this year, run value is measured by, when you throw that curveball, good things happen. You get a higher run value, it's simply put. And certainly at the top of the heap is Aaron Nola. Got a plus 14 run value when the curveball is thrown and the play ends on a curveball. So Aaron Nola dealing it this year.
And we'll see a lot of it. He throws it 33% of the time. And we are delighted to have Paul Clemens, who's out there at second base. You can see right in the middle of the chest, he's got himself a camera on, which will give us another, and you, more importantly at home, a different viewpoint. We're going with chapstick to get this thing rolling. Warm temperatures today. We don't need any lips splitting.
That's one umpire that knows how to brand his stuff.
So he's out there at second base, and Edwin Moscoso is calling balls and strikes tonight as we are just about set to get it started with the guy that made a ridiculous catch yesterday in center field. That's Michael Harris. He swings at the first one, and there is an easy one for Bryson Stott. One pitch, one out. Probably the best way a starting pitcher could start a game.
Love it. Now, do you have to take a pitch now here if you're the second hitter, Eduardo?
Well, if you're Soler, no, not in this case because of his power. But I guarantee you, Aaron Nola might be thinking, let's groove another and find out.
So there's the right fielder. Steps in with 17 home runs on the season. A little grunt from Nola, 92 on the outside of the strike zone with a sinker. You get two guys on the mound that will throw 11 different pitches. He will give you the knuckle curve most, but he goes four-seam, sinker, changer, changeup, and a cutter as well. Well, he took the first and he took the second.
Yeah, right to your point. Two-seamer on the first one, four-seamer on the second one. So the different spin on the two different kinds of fastballs can really be effective.
Edmundo Sosa is at third base. Turner is at short. Stott at second. Harper at first. 0-2, and that one's a little bit low. In the outfield, Austin Hayes gets the assignment tonight in the left. Brandon Marsh is in center, and Nick Castellanos is in right field with Real Muto, the catcher. It's complete and all-around athlete as there is on this Phillies team. Real Muto, the catcher. And Nola, the 31-year-old, set to deal out of LSU, ahead 1-2. Oof, just missed. It's another one of those sinkers that came back, and it looked like it bit part of the apple.
Yeah, if you're a hitter right there, you are begging and hoping that you do not get this called strike three right on the corner, too close to take, but Soler gets away with it.
He swung late at that. And an interesting comment. I spoke with Zach Wheeler before the game, Cody. After what he said after last night's game, he didn't really know where it was going, but he got a lot of chase up in the top of the zone, and that's where Nola has lived a little bit more this year.
Yeah, set up by the two-seamers, right? The sequencing of pitches allows him to use that four-seamer up top, off of the curveball that missed down.
Here comes Mr. Incredible for them this year, Marcell Ozuna, the designated hitter. Swings at the first one, sends it towards the line and right. Castellanos gives a cursory glance, and it's out of play. I was shocked. I mean, did you have games where you pitched as successfully as Wheeler did and not know where the ball was going?
I can't really say that I remember that. I know there were nights where you really struggled and you got away with some things and the ball in play kind of went at fielders.
You got into a mindset of, I'm just going to throw it as hard as I can, and it worked out beautifully.
But when you have that kind of power stuff, you can tell your catcher set up right down the middle.
Right.
I'm just going to turn it loose and let my natural movement take over. And a lot of times that's the best formula.
This is the 37th career start against Atlanta by Nola. He beat him in each of the last 2 postseasons. This is down. He's only given up a couple of extra base hits in his last 3 games started. One was a Jacob Young double. The other was an Arcia home run. I thought it was interesting. Buster asked Thompson, what is it about Nola that allows him to have such great success with his curveball? And what did Rob say? No idea. I have no idea what he does to be so effective with it. But it is his #1 weapon.
Coney, my next question was going to be to you. Like, you know pitching better than Rob Thompson, sounds like. What do you think it is?
Well, he has exceptional shape on that curveball, exceptional command as well. He knows where it's going. He gets really tight spin on it, and he has both vertical and horizontal movement. It's almost a 2-plane breaker.
Missed away. Ozuna was trying to become the first Atlanta batting champion since Chipper Jones back in 2008. And this guy's made a living when he puts the ball in the air. He has tremendous success. Only Aaron Judge has a higher batting average on balls in the air. This one on the ground off of Nola, and it's going to get into center field. He beat it into the ground, and it got on Aaron very quickly at 102.7 off the bat.
It's one thing that Marcel's been able to do really well this year is not try to pull the entire time. He is very conscious of the pitch, middle away, and if it comes in, he's not afraid to get jammed. Yesterday, he got jammed a couple times off Wheeler. This time, hits it hard right back up the middle. Not much Nola can do with that one.
That steps up Matt Olson, 4 for 12 with a couple of homers in this series, and finding that swing again. Starts him off with a curveball. Hasn't been the easiest of seasons for Olson, of course, with the injuries, but he struggled as well, and yet never changes his demeanor. Filthy.
Notice the speed, too, on Nola's curveball in the upper 70s. We've seen his four-seamer up to 94. That's another kind of important ingredient to his success.
Huge crowd here on a Sunday night, with Monday being an off day for most. They're here to watch Olson lift one to right. Castellanos still retreating. Now he stops and takes a few steps in from the track, and Nola avoids any issues. One more time, he went with the knuckle curve. Phillies coming up. We're back in just 1 minute. So, Eduardo, what are the challenges when a team or teams decide to take away, eliminate the heater?
Well, one thing that they can do is just zero in the zone, not chase a lot out of the zone. See a lot of breaking pitches and guys trying a little too hard. And with a veteran lineup like we're seeing right now, Carl, it's, I think, very easy to do as far as adjustments, especially late in the season.
Now, Rob Thompson said it's September. He had a team meeting. He emphasized the little things. He talked about how the pitching you face in October requires you not to depend on just the home run. And look, Schwellenbach is a hard guy to hit a home run off of. He has twice faced him and twice been outstanding. Schwarber swings at the first one, and he pulls it foul. He's quite a story, but stick with the Phillies for a second here, Cody. Is there any reverse psychology here where they kind of now almost expect not to have fastballs thrown?
You know, each individual's different. If you talk to each individual hitter, it's sort of some guys just hit off the fastball. They can't adjust. Paul O'Neill, my former teammate, was like that. Other guys can sit on breaking balls.
Oh, one, he gets the call with a curveball. So we've seen a fastball and a curveball. Quite a story for a kid that was a shortstop in Nebraska, ended up as a closer his last year there. He has just come out of nowhere, and as you said, the most important aspect of Schwellenbach's success, the number of pitches that he commands and his ability to just throw strike after strike after strike.
69.3% of the time he throws a strike.
And Carl, with so little professional experience, 110 innings in the minor leagues before he was promoted to the big leagues. Braves drafted him in 2021 knowing that he would need Tommy John surgery and time to recover, but he's still here quickly.
He is, and now a 2-2 to Schwarber, and he missed there. Going with a splitter.
Well, interestingly enough, a veteran hitter like Schwarber that sees a lot of pitches has already seen his entire arsenal tonight. Fastball, the curveball, the slider. Just saw the changeup right there as well.
He was ahead 0-2. You see Turner, the shortstop, who's on deck. The infield on the left side shifts a little bit. Schwarber fouls it straight back. As a pitcher that throws as many pitches, is this like an audition? Which one's going to work tonight? Is that why he emptied the sink there?
I think that's part of it, yeah. Finding out in your first inning of work, especially against a guy like Schwarber, whether you can get him to chase or not. And that's what Schwellenbach does so well, get you to chase.
That's a rip city into right field. It gets down. Kyle Schwarber, who had been 1 for 22 on this homestand, starts the game off with a hit.
That's how you force him to throw the fastball. Don't swing at the off-speed pitches that are out of the zone. You work the count. And Kyle Schwarber is not like a lot of leadoff hitters up there. He's already in scoring position when he's at the plate. Gets jammed, yet he's strong enough to get it through.
That brings up Trey Turner. Home run yesterday for the shortstop. Swings and sends this to center. Harris, he makes another good catch. This time, instead of going back, he comes in and maybe playing shallow helped him again.
Yeah, this is a very Atlanta thing, right? Andrew Jones back in the day playing very shallow. You get Michael Harris II here playing 316 feet away from home plate. Look at the jump that he gets. A top skip, especially with the U.S. Open that we're covering on ESPN. Quick break coming in. Great read. Saving runs and pitches for his pitcher.
Boy, they are grateful to have him back. That was a hard hit ball from Turner to 105 miles an hour. Here's Harper. They're being very aggressive against Schwellenbach.
3 hitters. All of them swinging at the first pitch.
All of them fastballs.
Off his foot. That's a foul ball for Harper.
He's so good going back on the ball, and pitchers love it when you're able, and you can speak to it even better than I can, when you think it's a base hit right off the bat. Next thing you know, your center fielder's right there making a nice play.
26 homers, 76 RBI for Harper. He's tied for 5th with doubles. He's got 33 of those. Austin Hayes would have had another home run last night were it not for the incredible play in center by Hayes. It's by Harris, I should say. One of the great catches you've ever seen. Everybody at home, hop on board. You can ask Bryce a question using that hashtag AskSNB. Schwellenbach has thrown 12 pitches. The Phillies have swung 7 times. And a 1-2 with 1 out. And another swing. How good has Schwellenbach been? His last 9 games started, he's got an OPS against .592. There were 4 guys in the National League better. Snell, Skeens, Michael King, and Justin Steele. That's it. Another one to center. Harris retreats, and he makes it all look very easy out there in center. Take us back to last night. Eduardo Perez had literally a bird's eye view for this. T-Mobile multi-view.
Phenomenal play right here. The way he was able to time it. Just an amazing catch. Comes up clean with it. Remember, he was starting off at 314 feet. He had a long way to run. Ample time to make the adjustments, and he never panicked, and he did it.
That's the best coverage in today's game. Again, the T-Mobile multi-view.
So, Shane Victorino, who played a lot of center field here, actually texted me on it and said 100% it was an amazing catch. The degree of difficulty and timing was spot on, and that's why he caught it.
Castellanos up the middle. Arcia will have to go to first with it, and he will get him. Arcia was kind of looking for his second baseman, but Whit Merrifield never got there. Eduardo's calling traveling on Arcia.
Hero step.
It as well as the Phillies also recognized childhood cancer as they went gold here, their annual Cancer Awareness Night. They wore pregame Corey's Promise t-shirts during batting practice. That was in honor of Corey Phelan. He was a Philly minor league pitcher who lost his battle to cancer 2 years ago at the age of 20. Nola deals with Travis d'Arnaud as we begin the second inning here on Sunday Night Baseball. d'Arnaud followed by Merrifield and then Jared Kelnick. 1 ball, 1 strike to the veteran catcher. One thing that Nola has improved on this year, his hard hit rate against that fastball is significantly better than it has been. Got him swinging, chasing that filthy knuckle curve. Second strikeout for Nola.
He'll set that one up well, too, off of the 4-seam fastball. We've seen 2 different kinds of fastballs. 2-seam, 4-seam, and off of the 4-seamer, that curveball.
Yeah.
Right off of it. That's the key, the tunneling effect and the sequencing.
Here's Merrifield, who's been a little different player since he left Philadelphia and went over to Atlanta. He's had some success, including a 5-for-5 game as Nola starts him off away. It worked out. He was not getting regular play in Philadelphia. He's certainly getting that there. Some guys clearly benefit from being in a lineup every day.
And remember, when he was picked up by the Braves, it wasn't like he was going to play every day. Ozzie Albies posts every day, and then Matt Olson's the same thing at third. Riley, better said, at third base, the same thing. So he's getting his opportunities due to the injuries.
He told me it was a choice came down to between the Braves and the Yankees, who also gave him an offer.
Statcast is powered by Google Cloud. 31 games with Atlanta. See the average up. His hard hit rate is up. A little more selective as well. Not there. He got sorted, and Nola is locked in. Back-to-back punch-outs.
A darting 2-seamer coming right in your living room. That ball just jumped up and in. Eats up Merrifield.
And here comes Kelnick, the left fielder. 231 on the season, 13 homers, 39 runs batted in. And play him straight up on the infield in that first pitch. And another one, and he's got that 2-seamer working beautifully, along with that 4-seam fastball up in the zone.
Coney, why is it you see more and more pitches throwing a 2-seamer up in the zone versus just trying to keep it down, which is the way it was for years and years?
Yeah, a lot of it's to the right-hander, righty on righty. You want it to run in, almost stay flatter. You see less two-seamers from right-handed pitchers to left-handed batters nowadays. It's more two-seamers to the same-handed hitter. It used to be just the opposite 20 years ago.
That's fouled to the plate. Of course, one of the big stories with Atlanta last year was their first inning runs. You know, they owned the world in first inning runs. Obviously, they didn't get one again tonight in the first inning. Their first inning last year, 146. This year, less than half, 73 in their OPS in the first inning, due to injuries, obviously, but down 200 points. And there are the numbers just on the screen for you. What they have done, because their bullpen's been good, they've outscored teams in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings this season. Nola goes to the belt. He's trying to strike out the side, pick up his 4th strikeout of the night. Will not get the strikeout, but he may get an easy fly out to Austin Hayes in left field, and he's there. Good inning for Nola as he gets through it. We go bottom 2 on Sunday Night Baseball. We are back next Sunday night. We'll be in Houston, Arizona, red hot. Astros on fire. They've won 5 in a row. Houston first place now by 6 games over Seattle, and Arizona starting to feel a lot like they did last year with their pitching, with their offense. Corbin Carroll starting to hit. Looking forward to next Sunday in Houston. Diamondbacks and the Astros. Of course, baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown gets things rolling at 6, and you can see it on ESPN Deportes and listen to it on ESPN Radio. Strike 1 from Schwellenbach to Bryson Stott. It'll be Stott, Real Muto, and Brandon Marsh. Just a kid thrust into the middle of it. Got a heartbeat of a typical North Omaha kind of kid. Never gets up, never gets 2 down. In a lot of ways, his manager's kind of taken aback by how somebody can make that transition so quickly and so successfully. Cornfred Nebraskan out there.
Yeah, Cornhusker, right? Yeah.
There you go.
Well, if you're a young pitcher, watch his finish, how he sticks his finish, how under control he is. There's nothing out of control about that delivery. That's how you have good command. He's obviously very athletic, very strong, but the way he's so smooth and the way he finishes allows him to have that command. You talk about stacked over the mound, and look at the extension and the way he finishes. And even he was a little unhappy with that pitch, but for the most part, he is direct line to home plate.
See where that pitch location was. Stott chased it.
One of the great unknowns for the Braves when they drafted him was, how is he going to respond once he starts throwing bullpens? And obviously he responded really well, because he'd always come in from shortstop to relieve in college.
There's a rare walk on a take by Stott, and Schwellenbach. A look of disgust out there on the mound as he issues his first free pass.
I think there's a little frustration in him because he hasn't been able to land the changeup yet. He's thrown 3 of them, all of them in the same spot. No chases from them, and really good takes from the Philly left-handed hitters.
His 87 innings coming into tonight was the most by more than 20 innings at any level for Schwellenbach. He's high and misses badly with that fastball. Shortstop at Nebraska, there have been a whole handful of guys like DeGrom, who was the shortstop at Stetson, and Trevor Hoffman, Joe Nathan, remember that name? Kenley Jansen was catcher, who's Rio Muto sends one to right. He is retired on a pop out to Soler. Kind of makes sense, though. I mean, generally your best athlete is the shortstop, and a lot of times youth baseball, like we just finished the Little League World Series, they're shortstops and then they pitch. 44 games on the infield in 19 at Nebraska, 15 games at shortstop in 20, and then he started to throw out of the pen. 21 he's drafted. He had Tommy John in 22, 16 minor league starts. 16. He threw 65 innings. Again, we're at 88 now.
What's Snit's Day? Spring of 2023. Never heard of the guy.
Said he may have seen him and heard about him in Double-A. Then they sent him to Triple-A, and he said, I don't think he threw a ball at Triple-A. He just came over here. Interesting interview with Schwellenbach during the game yesterday, where they asked if he was surprised at his success or the fact that he's in this spot. And he said, no, this was my expectation, so I'm really not surprised to be where I'm at. Didn't get Mars to chase. Fascinating, isn't it? The stories of how guys end up where they end up, teams they end up on their journey to the big leagues. 1-2. Stott is a threat to run. He's got 28 stolen bases.
It's just so hard to project if you're a scout or a talent evaluator in this game, and you got to go down and watch a shortstop at the University of Nebraska and figure out whether he can pitch or not.
100%.
Figure it out. It's so hard to do.
Plenty of room up the middle. Merrifield shaded towards first. Harris is shaded the other way as well. And almost left center field, a few feet to the left to second base.
Tony, you were talking about scouting him. I was texting back and forth with Dana Brown, who's now the general manager of the Astros, used to be the scouting director for the Braves when they drafted him, and he said they just absolutely loved his makeup, loved his athleticism.
1-2 to Marsh. He came quick with that one, and Brandon fouls another one off.
That's where athleticism shows up on the mound, in command. The way he can control his body and get his pitches in the strike zone. So that's why they say pitchers aren't athletes. You hear that all the time. Well, that's not true. The good athletes out there are the ones like him who can throw strikes.
Yeah, and obviously field his position at a high level. Marsh beats one into the ground. That's fielded by Urshela. They flip. They will only get one.
I'm surprised Merrifield, a veteran, even decided to throw that ball right there. Once Urshela committed to not giving it to him underhand, waited for him to get there. See it right there, took that extra step. Just keep it. Don't throw it. Great angle again.
Paul Clemens, our second base umpire, wearing a camera for us tonight. We appreciate that as Austin Hayes steps in. And this was the guy that got robbed last night. I mean, absolute home run robbery. There's a good look at that camera. He wears a mind fly right there on the chest. And it's just a great, great look. It's like you're watching a video game. The way baseball's covered nowadays.
More access for the fans at home.
Yeah.
Cool question would be, if there is a replay to be had and sent to New York to be decided, will they be able to use that camera?
That's fouled off. I would think in the spirit of trying to get the call right, if there's a camera out there and it shows a call more accurately than another camera, the answer would be yes.
100%, yeah.
Philadelphia doing a good job against a guy that has generally had pinpoint control of laying off pitches just off the plate. Schwellenbach is now thrown 35 pitches. This will be 36 here in the second.
If I'm not mistaken, Austin Hayes has yet to get a walk as a Philly.
And this one is lifted to left field. Won't require somebody going over a wall to make the play. Instead, it ends up in the glove of Kelnick. Top three, that means Bryce Harper is going to wear the microphone. You can ask him a question. Hashtag AskSNB. We're back, and you can see that hashtag AskSNB. Bryce Harper there at first base wearing the microphone and the earpiece. We are always grateful for players that are willing to do that. Bryce has been as willing as anybody. Thanks for doing it. We appreciate it, Bryce. Yeah, no problem. Thank you very, very much. All right, so we talked to Thompson before the game. He said he's kind of emphasized, let's get back to the small things. You know, it's September. We got to prepare for October. What does that mean to a player?
Yeah, I mean, just play the game the right way. I'll throw strikes, make plays. I mean, it's kind of everything. Just the whole mold of, really trying to just win games, playing winning baseball.
Does that, I don't want to say lose focus, does that sometimes drift away that players need to be reminded?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think our team does too much. I think we have some guys that have been around the game for a long time. We've got starting pitchers that have been, throwing the ball for a long time as well. So we just try to play Philly baseball, man. Just go out there, play the game the right way, not really worry about too much of anything else. And we have a great clubhouse. We play to have fun, and obviously winning's fun.
He does not go. Speaking of fun, I talked to Garrett Stubbs, the commissioner of the Fantasy Football League. Are you involved with that?
No, I'm not. I'm not playing this year.
You're out?
Yeah. I'm all about college football, man. NFL's kind of to me. So I root for the Eagles, obviously. I hope they win every single game and get to the Super Bowl and win that. But I'm more college on Saturdays, man. So.
All right. College game day fan then, I'm assuming.
Big time. Love it. I love Saban on there now, man.
He's great.
It was fun to watch yesterday. That was awesome.
Here's a question from a fan at home. What did you think of the Ohio State game yesterday, speaking of college football?
That was great. New quarterback, a couple new wide receivers, good defensive backs, obviously. I mean, Ohio State, unbelievable in the defensive back category. So, got to beat Itch again this year, man. Got to do it. Been a couple years.
David had a great line about NIL money, didn't he? About spending money on players?
You better spend them on the right guys. You're out of luck, man.
Yes, you are.
That was great.
It was tremendous. I think it was Herbstreit who said you just broke the internet.
Yeah, I think Saban's going to do a good job, man. He's going to have a lot of fun. I mean, no pressure on him or anything like that, so I think he's going to have a blast at that.
No doubt. Here's Urshela after another strikeout. Yeah, I mean, you have to have a great deal of respect for Saban, Belichick, all these guys. They just teach you things that maybe you don't think about or didn't know about a game, right?
Yeah, I mean, I love Kirby Smart, man, at Georgia. He does such a good job down there. I think they're the best team in the country, obviously. I mean, I'm a big Ohio State fan, but you got to knock off Georgia, man. They've had great years, and it's been a lot of fun to watch that offense and defense play. I love Lane Kiffin down at Ole Miss, too.
He's
creative. I think Lane Kiffin is one of my favorites. He's definitely top 3 head coaches in college football for me. I love him. Just the way he kind of approaches it, and all of his guys love him. They play hard for him, and he's just a lot of fun.
Ooh, 1 and 2. Do you miss football a lot?
Not in today's game anymore, man. They hit too hard. There's no way. No way.
Bryce, you might have to be a picker over there in the college game day.
I did it in 2018. Look at those numbers. They were pretty good. Not going to lie.
Not going to lie to you. I was pretty damn good at it.
Hey, Bryce, speaking of your at-bats, I noticed every time you go to left center field, anything right to the center fielder, that's when you're starting to feel good at the plate. That line drive you hit, a hard one right there with 2 strikes. How did you feel on that one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Spencer's got good stuff, man. He's got that good slider. His heater plays pretty well. He reminds me kind of like a Kluber. He's got that cutting heater and pretty good slider. So just try to stay on the best I can. And if I can stay left center, obviously hit a ball like that, you can't really aim where it goes. So I'm happy with that.
You got to be happy with the way your starting pitching was last night and this start tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Wills is. I think he's the best in baseball right now. I mean, he just every time we go out there, or come out here, man, he's an ace. He goes out there and does his job, 6, 7 innings every single night. A lot of fun to watch, man. He's just super impressive. He loves this, loves to be able to compete, and he loves pitching in this ballpark as well. So, really good pitcher and guy as well.
9 1/3, 5 hits, no runs, 10 strikeouts between Wheeler last night and the start Nola's off to tonight. And there is another one.
It's amazing what these 2 pitchers tonight have done as well. Only 3 hitters have started to count 1-0. They've been ahead of every hitter 0-1. Really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, that's what coaches teach, right? I mean, all the way up, throw strikes, get ahead, first pitch. Try to get 0-1 as quick as possible, and I think we got a good staff that does that, and I mean that's what they teach, man. If there's any young guys out there, throw strike 1, helps you out.
I know he's on the other team, but you're an appreciator of great baseball. How about the catch this kid made last night, Harris?
He's so good out there, man. It's so much fun to watch. everybody talks about rivalries and stuff like that. I mean, the Atlanta Braves have such a great team. I mean, they're so well coached by Snit over there, man. They have such a great staff. You know, and when we're going at it, it's a lot more fun. And I mean, we all miss watching, you know, Acuna play the game, and you know, the way he plays, it's a lot of fun. And obviously, you know, Strider, you know, having TJ and him not being able to pitch this year, also a bummer. I mean, he's so much fun to, you know, compete against, and just a great organization.
Here's the 1-1 to Harris. That's inside and high. Hey, as a former MVP, you brought up Acuna. What's your take on what Ohtani and Judge are doing this year, just on an individual level?
Yeah, I mean, Judge, man, you can't say enough about him. I mean, he's year in and year out doing his thing. A lot of fun to watch. Same thing with Ohtani. Same thing. I mean, they're just two superstars in this game doing their job in big cities, big markets. Just really impressive.
And that ball driven to right center field. Castellanos is looking at it. This one's high enough, and it is gone. Michael Harris took a home run away last night, and he hits one tonight. Atlanta leads it 1-0.
Let's take a look at the last two pitches right here to Michael Harris. Now, this one was a really good curveball, right? You see it? In and out of the zone, down and in, 80 miles per hour. He chases. The next one stays in the zone at 79 miles per hour, hitting the bottom of it. Michael Harris does not miss it.
Harp ranges and he flips to Nola. Hey, Bryce, we appreciate you spending the inning with us.
Hey, Shell, appreciate you. See you.
All right, buddy. Hey, Bryce, if you're still with us, question from a fan says, whiz.
Always.
Always. All right, y'all. You got it, buddy. Thanks. Michael Harris home run, the difference so far tonight as he blasted one into right center field. It gave the Atlanta Braves a 1-0 lead. I believe Chris Sale has got a headset on. Hey, Chris, can you hear me?
I got you.
Hey, man, thanks. It's Carl Ravitch up here with Coney and Eduardo. We appreciate you doing this for a few seconds.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
What a year you're having. And, you know, I know you expect that of yourself. An incredible kind of apology to the Red Sox fans not being able to deliver what you wanted to. Tell us about the sort of success, evolution, return to Chris Sale form this year. How did it all happen?
Well, you guys are smart enough to know that even if it's true, you don't talk about it. So, you know, I've said it a million times. I'm just enjoying where I'm at, what I'm doing, who I'm doing it with, and, you know, just keep trying to ride the wave.
And I don't want to, you know, get into any way of any health questions, but, you know, your body and the way it has responded to all the work you've done. I mean, how satisfying is that?
Yeah, I mean, just being able to post. Appreciate you talking about my body, too. That's nice. But
I'm 0 for 2.
No, you know, again, the job of a starting pitcher is to post. And, you know, fill up as many innings as you can. And, you know, I appreciate that I've been able to do that. And I appreciate the people that have, you know, got me back out there to be able to do that.
All right, so I'll try to hit one here, you know, out of the park.
There we go. Hit the trifecta.
I'm going to go for it. The conversation last week with Verlander here was about the emphasis that Major League Baseball is trying to put back on starters to have them stay in games longer. As a guy that does this for a living, what are some of the suggestions you would have on that? Do you agree with the premise? Like, that's the goal.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, again, as a starting pitcher, the most important thing is obviously going out there. And then when you're out there, it's filling up as many innings. You know, I haven't really gotten too much into what is going on with all that. But, yeah, I mean, the longer you can have a starting pitcher in the game, you know, the better it's going to be for, you know, everybody. You take stress off the bullpen. You know, it keeps kind of the game flow going a little bit better. And, you know, anytime you can keep your bullpen fresh and you know, out there as long as they can be, you're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah, Chris, you kind of always had a reputation as an old school starter, right? Go out there, get swing and miss stuff, go as long as you can, as hard as you can. Seems like maybe you've learned a new trick with your changeup. I heard you talk about maybe, adjusting the seams or throwing sort of a cut changeup and using the seams and kind of the seam shifted wake revolution. Is that something that's really helped you this year?
Yeah, and obviously just leaning on my catchers. It was something that they noticed early on, in working with Sal, and it's something that if again, anytime you can take pitches, off your pitch count, it's going to help. And 12 pitch innings are much nicer than 22 pitch innings or 18 pitch innings. So again, that was something, I lean on my catchers a lot in terms of the scouting report and the game calling and all that. So I got to give credit to them for seeing that, recognizing that, and being able to utilize it for me.
Hey, Saley, before we go, how good is this guy on the mound? I know he leans on you a little bit too.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's going to be something special. He's a freak athlete. He's got a hell of an arm too. So he's a lot of fun to watch.
Thanks, Chris. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
Here we go, back on Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Thanks to Chris Sale and Bryce Harper, and Philadelphia now trails 1-0. We go to the fourth inning. Both of these starters have absolutely pounded the strike zone with their first pitches. Nola 9 for 11, and now 10 for 12 when it comes to first pitch strikes. Schwellenbach, who just had a dominant fastball inning, 8 of 11 first pitch strikes. Get ahead, and these two guys are doing it. Ozuna single back up the middle his first time up. And that was a hard hit ball. He is currently 8th when it comes to hard hit rate in baseball. When you look at that graphic in the upper left-hand corner, when you are in the same conversation as Soto and Ohtani, it speaks to the consistency that you've had all year, and he has been consistent all year. In spite of all the stuff going on around him with the injuries, it just never changed his approach at the plate or his success at the plate.
I think that's been the most impressive thing of Marcell Ozuna this year. All the injuries yet, he's been the constant.
What is he going to do on 2-2? Swing and a miss. Another high fastball that Nola gets him to go after. 6 strikeouts for Nola.
And give a lot of credit to JT Realmuto and also Nola for seeing the swings and the chases that Marcell Ozuna was doing last night against Wheeler as well with that fastball. Up in the zone, late in the count. They've attacked him there, and he has not been able to catch up to it.
All 6 of his strikeouts swinging.
One thing Nola's done this year with his four-seam fastball, it's got a little truer ride to it, a little less horizontal movement on it. It's not taking a seat anymore. It's staying on plane, and really sets up his curveball as well.
That one's a little bit high. And one thing you see with his fastball release, it's not over the top. It's sort of almost from the side. And that ball does have that spin that seems to keep it up.
It does. I mean, his two-seamer runs like crazy, but that four-seamer stays up better this year.
First 2-0 count, and Olsen fouls that one back.
Guys, check this expected slug zone from Marcell Ozuna. All that red, that's how hot he's been all year. See the top left corner where he has not? Watch where he dots this one. Right there, perfect pitch by Nola.
2 balls and a strike to Matty O. Fouls another one off. The one kind of knock on Nola has been the home runs allowed. 55 homers coming into today, the last 2 years, which is the 3rd most behind Lance Lynn and J.P. Sears. And obviously he gives up one tonight.
When you play for a team that scores a lot of runs, generally speaking, you play on a good team, Philadelphia, If you're not walking guys and you're giving up solo shots, you can get away with that.
Right.
Catfish Hunter rode that all the way to the Hall of Fame. He's a king of giving up solo home runs. You get men on base. Like a hitter that's good with runners in scoring position, a pitcher, and his strand rate matters, and he makes better pitches.
Verlander, Scherzer, they give up their fair share. But, as you said, not giving up the walk.
One out walk to Olsen. Well, we just talked with Chris Sale, and I knew not to go down this road because it would have been strike 3, so I didn't go there. But the success he's had, check this out, 5+ WAR seasons, both at 25 or younger and 35 or older. He's on that list, along with a whole bunch of other guys, including Coney. So while you didn't maybe know about seam shifted wake, you were able to do it both at 25 and 35, like he's able to do it. What was your trick, and then what do you think his is beyond that seam shifted wake thing?
You continue to grow as a pitcher. You never stop learning, you never stop growing, and you never stop adjusting, making adjustments on the fly. And that's one of the keys for veteran pitchers, recognizing how things are going in the middle of a start and making those quick adjustments.
That's survival? I mean, is that what they're like, okay, what worked at 25? And then you talked about keys to life at the beginning of this telecast.
Yes.
I mean, one of the keys to a pitcher's life is figuring out what worked at one point in my career ain't working anymore.
Absolutely. And conceding that point as well. You're right. That is the submitting part, and then being open-minded to change.
One out, also not a threat to run to Darno, and he fouls that one back. So the keys to life, according to Cone tonight, are chase, friction, and conceit. Like, recognize, like, your shortcomings.
Yes.
Okay.
CFC.
Were you a grunter?
I was not. I think, generally speaking, if you can time the grunt right when you're releasing the baseball,
yes.
Sometimes maybe that gets the exertion of the energy altogether. Might have some benefit to it. I've heard some coaches talk about that.
Really?
The timing of the grunt is everything.
It's critical. Eduardo, as a hitter, can you hear that?
I'll tell you what, no.
No?
You're so focused on trying to just make good contact that you don't.
I'll say this, Nolan Ryan only grunted on a changeup later in his career.
Really?
He had a grunt changeup as a trick pitch.
Not missing by much, but a good job by the Atlanta Braves. And Darno has got him into a full count. Olsen after a walk at first base. He was ahead 0-2. And this one is to right center field. Marsh isn't going to get there. Olsen will go to third base. Good battle by Darno. 0-2, 3-2, and a single. And they got him at the corners.
And Travis d'Arnaud has been able to stay around in this league, one, because he leads really well behind the plate, but two, because he does do this. He lets the ball get deep. He knows he has enough power to go the opposite way. He's not afraid to get jammed. And right there, is able to battle through and hit this one and move Olsen to third base. Good base running there by Matt Olsen. He sees there's no chance. He's his own base coach, and he stays right there at third.
It's a hot, humid night here in Philadelphia, 80 degrees. You got a players-only meeting on the mound led by Rio Muto. And everybody in the infield came in as well. They got Merrifield up, looking for a ground ball double play. You see their numbers in this series. It's just one of the reasons they're 1-2 in this series. Opponents are batting .330 against NOLA, with the bottom of the order this season, which is the highest batting average amongst qualified starting pitchers in baseball. Merrifield hitting 6 tonight for Atlanta. Looks ahead with a curveball. One strike. This is an all SEC battle here with the South Carolina Gamecock at the plate, national champion in 2010 against Aaron Nola and LSU out there on the mound. Wood was sitting at home when he got a call with an offer to come play for the Atlanta Braves. Nola misses again, 2 balls and a strike. He's thrown over 20 pitches this inning.
Couple of curveballs with a cutter sandwiched in the middle there, and Merrifield's a hard guy to double up. Nola likely would like to get to 2 strikes here and go for the strikeout. Now falling behind 2-1.
Buried another one there, and it's now even at 2-2.
That's how much trust he has in that curveball right there, that he can land it for a strike. 2-1 count against Merrifield, evens it up at 2-2.
The crowd gets into it. They recognize Schwellenbach really good on the other side. Trying to keep it at 1 and just missed. That's the same pitch you try to get D'Arnaud to chase on, and he didn't.
Tried to spot a fastball. I'd be surprised if he does not go back to the curveball here. We talked about Nola's curveball being the best pitch according to run value in the major leagues.
Third full count this inning. Feels like a big pitch. He may get the double play ball. Turner, stop. They turn it. Just what Aaron Nola and the Phillies needed. A couple of hops to Turner and Stott able to turn it.
Full play right here. Turning it with the speedy with Merrifield. I think they're going to challenge it.
It looks like he may be safe. We will stay here. Ryan Snitker has asked the umpires to take a look at it. Obviously, if this one is overturned, the Phillies will find themselves in a 2-0 hole.
And that's what speed does, and that's one thing that Whit Merrifield can bring to this lineup. A really good pitch by Nola, a really good turn, but there's no substitute for speed, and I think this is going to be overturned. He hit the bag perfectly at the front part of the bag.
Well, the Phillies players are beginning to make their way back onto the field because they can see the replay as well. Both Turner and Stott are back in their respective positions.
Carl, everything in this play was perfectly done by both defense, by Nola trying to get that ground ball, and by the speed of Merrifield right there. Already on the bag, and the ball not in the glove.
Yeah, one of the valuable assets to Whit Merrifield is
overturn the runner is safe. Atlanta retains their challenge.
The valuable assets that Merrifield has always had is that speed.
And you got to give him a lot of credit. At the age of 35, he still is able to get down the line, steal bases, and mess around with his former teammates.
He's talked about the difference in the experience that he had in Atlanta, of course, playing every day. You could tell what a teammate he was and the relationship he had with Harper. So he's aboard, and it's 2-0 Braves as Olsen came home. We'll see how big a play that was in this game.
You see Merrifield over there itching to go. So with 2 outs, sort of looking for an opportunity to get to second base.
16 stolen bases on this season, not going here. Right back up the middle, another one off of Nola that deflects to second base, and it's picked up by Stott. Boy, that's the second ball that has been hit right off of Aaron Nola. They're going to give Kelnick a base hit.
Yeah, and this is a changeup, just running away. Just catches the barrel, finding barrel, and Kelenic hustling down. Gets himself a hit.
Catches barrel and catches ankle, it looks like. Nola shook it off.
He's shaking a few of them off tonight. That one looked like it was destined for center field. The first one looked like the second baseman Stott was going to have a play on it, but he couldn't have gotten out of the way of that. And here's Arcia, chance to really turn this game. Interesting slides at second base. Harper the other night. Watch Witt here. Put the brakes on and kind of swim back. He's already had some fun with Wiggin Turner.
And of course the oven mitts on the other hand.
So Aaron again works ahead 0-2.
Carl, and what's interesting is Michael Harris started the count 1-0 before he hit the home run on a 2-2 pitch. And the two runners that have been able to get on, Matt Olson on a walk started 1-0 as well, and the base hit from Jared Kelenic 1-0 as well. Everyone else has been ahead of.
Long inning, and he continues to struggle a little bit. It's just odd to say he's struggling with the put-away pitch, but he's got 6 strikeouts.
Things change with runners on base. You try to be a little more fine and make a little more perfect pitches, and sometimes that's counterproductive.
30th pitch already thrown. There's 31. It's a curveball, and he gets Orlando Arcia. Well, that was a lot of hard work, but another curveball and 7 strikeouts. Phillies looking for some offense. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 when we come back on Sunday Night Baseball. We're back according to ESPN Bet live odds. You can see it in the upper left-hand corner. ESPN Bet's home run party promotion available every Sunday. It rewards fans with bonus bets for each home run that is hit by either team in Sunday Night Baseball. Scan the QR code, download the app, get started today. What a play it is as Harper swings at the first one. 60-40 right now, favoring Atlanta, so still anybody's ball game, obviously. And both these teams fully loaded when it comes to bullpens. They both are off tomorrow. And Harper acknowledged recently his wrist, his elbow are kind of nagging as far as injuries go. He thought the wrist was getting a little bit better, coming right off the mask. The wrist was feeling a little better. The elbow is kind of like just there. Interesting, Buster. You know, Rob Thompson was a bit like, yeah, everybody's kind of dealing with some stuff now.
Right, Carl. Look, when we go to this time of year, players across the board are dealing with nagging injuries. Bryce Harper's one of those. No one's going to talk about it. They're just going to play through it.
0-2. Schwellenbach seems to be getting a little stronger here through the middle innings. That fastball rides 97-98. Here are the numbers, and maybe he's just acknowledging, like, it's part of the reason is I'm struggling, but I can also find it real quickly. But that slugging percentage, 981 down to 737. You seeing anything, Eduardo, at all in the swing?
Just the chases right now. He has to stay compact in the zone. That's what he has to do. You see him get a little jumpy there on that pitch. Almost came up.
That one's hit well. This one's going to get down in front of Harris. Now they'll get the crowd back into it a little bit as Bryce Harper with a single.
And exactly what I had asked him. Going up the middle the other way for Bryce Harper gets him going. For all of those that have seen Harper when he was with the Nationals and now with the Phillies for all these years, it's about staying centered the other way. When he's going wrong, he's rolling over on that ball. Now he's staying middle. I think the best of Harper is to come in this month.
First hit since the first batter of the game for Philadelphia. This one on the ground to third. Urshela to second, and Castellanos quickly on one pitch eliminates Harper and himself with a double play.
Tight little cut fastball there to get the double play on the first pitch. Just perfectly executed, exactly what you want. Roll it over, pitcher's best friend.
You know, guys, third time in 4 innings they've had the leadoff man on. Obviously, they haven't scored. They're 0 for 7 tonight with men on. And clean bases for Stott with 2 down.
Guys picking up Gio Urshela. Putting him at third base, you had secure hands there. He can play short if you need him to. But at third base, he's been in high-pressure situations before, playing in New York. I think it was a great pickup by Alex Anthopoulos.
A lot of general managers, you know, trade deadline, that's it, no more deals. Look at what the Royals just did and who they picked up. And you mentioned Urshela, you know, coming over here. These aren't trades, obviously, but key pieces, perhaps, down the stretch. Tommy Pham resurfaces again. He's in Kansas City. The hired gun that was Konya. You just kept popping up during playoff races, man. And obviously had great success. 5 World Series rings. 1 and 2. And that one sounded like a broken bat. They're going to let Arcia field it. Stott, with his speed, is thrown out. Schwellenbach is lulling him to sleep. They haven't scored. It's 2-zip. We're through 4. And it'll be 9-1-2 when we come back.
Back here at Philadelphia with Brian Sitka, the Braves manager. What we saw with Michael Harris last night, incredible catch, home run tonight. How much has he grown as a player in your eyes?
He just keeps getting better and better. You saw the second hitter of the game, Turner, that low liner that he made that catch on, hit a homer tonight. I mean, the potential sky's the limit for this kid. I think once he gets experience and he gets a chance to play, he's had big chunks of the last 2 seasons out with injuries. So I'm anxious for him to get an April to September under his belt, and I think you're going to see something really special.
We tried to talk to Chris Sale about himself and his season. He wouldn't do it. How about you?
Been phenomenal. I mean, but everything, you know, you just never know till you live with a guy, and that's my biggest compliment I get. The guy's a ball player. He loves everything about all this, and he's an unbelievable competitor, and I hope he keeps it up so he wins Cy Young.
Stan, thanks. Call back to you.
Don Buster, thank you very much. Bryson Stott camped underneath it, and Nola, who would benefit from a quick inning, gets an out on 1 pitch. He threw 47 pitches in his first 3 innings, did Aaron Nola, and 31 last inning. We've got a pretty good race for Cy Young in the National League between Wheeler and Sale.
Absolutely.
Numbers are incredibly similar.
We do.
Still to be determined last month of the regular season.
Pennant race is better as well, too, for a lot of the riders. It's not just about WAR or the metrics. It's really pitching under pressure.
Harris, this is a slow roller to first. He is not going to beat Harper to the bag. And a good start here to the 5th inning for Nola. I think that's fair, don't you, to apply a pennant race, a pressure situation?
I think it does matter to a lot of the riders. Now, certainly, it's hard to penalize good pitchers that aren't in a pennant race that are on bad teams, but it's kind of the nature of the beast. You get a little extra credit for coming through for your team in September.
Well, given the way that some of the voting has gone in recent years, too, you do see the added emphasis on the non-traditional numbers, for sure. But these guys are separating themselves from the rest of the pack in all categories.
There's no doubt this Philadelphia team is built to win right now. Dave Dombrowski, the general manager, built the team that way.
It's a terrific bullpen, too. Alvarado is now back and active with the team. You just sat in the office and listened to Thompson talk about the lefties he has and the righties they have, and they're all high leverage guys. It's not like it's the mop-up guys.
Swing and miss guys, too.
Realmuto called that just as quickly as the home plate umpire Edward Moscoso called it. 7 pitches to get through that inning, and that settles things down.
Back here in Philadelphia with Phillies manager Rob Thompson, you recently held a meeting in Kansas City talking to players about late season baseball. What was your message?
Well, yeah, I was just during one of our advanced meetings just talking about winning the game today and not worrying about, once September hits, your numbers aren't going to change all that much. We got to play small ball if we have to. We got to run. We got to take extra bases. Just do all the little detailed things to win the game tonight.
What are the adjustments to be made against Schwellenbach tonight?
I think our bats have been actually pretty good. We haven't chased much. This stuff's really good. I mean, the fastball plays, the breaking ball's really good. And I think we've had some pretty good at-bats.
Rob, thanks. Throw back to you.
All right, thank you, Buster. It's a pretty steady diet for a guy who usually has a pitch breakdown of four-seam about 27%, a slider 20%, cutter 17. Pretty heavy fastball tonight, Coney.
He came out early. It's probably because he threw so many breaking balls against this team the first 2 times.
We talked about that. Almost a reverse. Let's go the other way.
Clearly had a game plan. Now he's kind of settling into whatever he wants to throw.
He's ahead of JT Realmuto. It's 0-2. And he got on top of that one, sends it down the right field line. Foul ball. Boy, a tough pitch to get on top of, and JT did it.
Yeah, he did. And I'll tell you this, though, when you get it up in the air to the opposite field, you start talking to this ball. Please, come on, get down, get down. By this point right there, you know that that ball is going to stay in foul territory.
The wall banger.
He nearly took this out of the catcher's glove, too. He let this thing travel. He's hit pretty well his last 20 games, and he watches that one miss. They set up inside. That almost looked like it caught a big chunk of the K-zone. Because Darno had to move his glove, he didn't get the benefit. 11 extra base hits, 15 RBI last 19 games. He fouls that off.
Coney, I was fascinated by the story that Brian Snitker told us about his side sessions in between his starts. And because he throws so many pitches, 6 different types of pitches, he asked him, how many pitches can you actually throw, practice each time in one of those pitches? 3? That's amazing.
Another one, broken bat, slow roller, barehanded. Oh, what a play by Orlando Arcia.
That's knowing the league right there. Any other catcher, a shortstop will get that with the glove. But because it's JT Realmuto and one of the fastest and the fastest in the last few years behind the plate, getting down the line, when it comes to sprint speed, he has to barehand it. It's an excellent play. Broken bat. Let the athleticism do the rest.
60 miles an hour off the bat. And ball 1. What do you think Schwellenbach, who is a shortstop, thinks to himself when he sees Arcia make that play? Like, what does he think?
I'm thinking like a half-court 3-point shots. Like, no, and it goes in. Yeah, that's my guy.
This one on the ground, a little harder. Merrifield stays down on it nicely. And Schwellenbach, a couple of ground balls here quickly in the bottom of the 5th. Just to give you a little more context on how effective he has been. 100-plus strikeouts and fewer than 20 walks in their first 15 career appearances since the turn of the century. Strasburg, we all know what he did. Masa Tanaka was there as well, and he is on this list. You talk about control and command and power stuff. I mean, how about that list?
It's an impressive list for the former shortstop who has limited experience on the mound. To be able to command all those pitches really is truly remarkable. heard Chris Sale talk about him. He's a freak athlete.
Yeah, yep.
Tells you what his teammates feel about him. They see him every day.
There you go, shortstop. Last 6 outs have been on the ground. And Spencer Schwellenbach is doing to the Phillies what he's already done to them twice. He's doing it again here, this time at the bank on Sunday Night Baseball. Coming right at you and making it look pretty easy. Back here on Sunday night, scan the QR code right there, lower left part of your screen. Get a free 12-ounce drip coffee, any Capital One Cafe for MLB Mondays during the 2024 MLB season. Limit 1 beverage per person per Monday. Back here with Coney, Eddie, and Buster. Carl Ravitch at Sunday Night Baseball. We are in September, just a handful of games to go during the regular season, certainly on our Sunday night schedule, and then we turn to October. Let's bring Buster in here. It's fascinating. You know, you're watching Schwellenbach continue to succeed. How do you think the Braves line up their starting rotation, assuming everybody is healthy as we get into October?
That is a great quandary that they haven't had the last couple of years because their rotation was so beaten up with various physical problems that they have, which is why I think quietly there is a confidence in the Atlanta organization that if they can get into the playoffs, their pitching is really deep and really well set up between the bullpen and the 5 starters, and you have to make a decision. How are you going to deploy Schwellenbach in the rotation or in the bullpen?
You need fewer starters in the postseason. All right, pitching coach Coney and Eduardo, you play this game. Go ahead.
Chris Sale's getting the ball.
Yeah, I get that. And then you're going to split up the lefties. What are you going to do?
I'm going to look at matchups. I'm going to look at matchups.
I have to look, and I know Reynaldo Lopez started off the season very well, went on the IL, came back, did well as well, but he's got a lot of experience in the bullpen. And he's already passed his innings. He hasn't thrown that many innings since, I believe, 2019. So you have a luxury of having that experience in the bullpen if you need it, depending on how their schedule lines up.
2-2 to Ozuna, and this ball is lifted to center field. That sends Marsh back about 10 feet, and he's there just shy of the track to take Ozuna's fly ball. Marcel 1 for 3 tonight.
Carl, but that if about making the playoffs, that's real. When you see the Braves started tonight, just 2 games ahead of the Mets in the loss column. The Chicago Cubs are coming on like gangbusters. Braves have to fight their way in.
It's very real. No, the best record and the division winners and the wild card thing is a real deal. I mean, this could be a wild card series matchup depending on how the Brewers and Dodgers play this season out. Could be Phillies Braves in a wild card.
Good luck getting a ticket for that.
Phillies, of course, have bounced in the last 2 postseasons, 22 and 23.
Buster, you know what will be in that clubhouse if the Braves have to face the Phillies here in the postseason? Strombolis.
Okay, tell the story. Tell the story. You found out the source of the Strombolis.
I have to. Of course, I had to go into the lounge, make sure we get our sandwiches, and all of a sudden, a new menu, Strombolis. Never seen that in the visiting clubhouse of here in Philly. And guess what? The Atlanta Braves, every time for many years, even when Bobby Cox was here, the Stromboli was always in effect.
As the Iceman takes out his cheesesteak sandwich, takes a big bite of it. It must be time to eat. They're talking about Stromboli.
And I'm telling you, it was really, really good.
There was a cheesesteak Stromboli, right?
Cheesesteak, and yes, they also have the pepperoni one, pepperoni and cheese.
2-2 to Olsen, and that ball lifted towards left. Back a few steps goes Hayes. He's under it. With Orion Kirkering warming up, Nola's got 2 outs here in the 6th.
Have cleanup duties after the game? Just tell Siri, remind me to do the dishes tonight.
Part of the great pregame activities we all have, Coney, is you remember when you were, I don't know if your kids had it, but Where's Waldo? Remember that little, like, we have to do a Where's Eduardo segment because he's everywhere.
Yes.
From being beyond the bullpen and center last night, he's in the cheesesteak manufacturing department down here. He belongs everywhere. While he belongs nowhere, he just goes.
He's at the U.S. Open like a couple nights ago.
Exactly.
That's really generous of you to check out the food rooms, though, Eduardo, everywhere we go.
That's what I do.
Yeah, he did drop the cross promo for the United States Open coverage because he was there for about 4 straight days. There he is. Where's Eduardo?
Had a great, I can't even call it a seat because it was standing room only. Made some friends out there, too.
I love the reliever who kind of looked away like that was nothing special.
Guys, Vic Carapazza, who is the first base umpire tonight, was the second base umpire last night. He told me before the game that he could not believe that Harris caught the ball, so he reminded himself, make sure you see the ball. And he told Harris, show me you caught the ball, because he couldn't believe he actually got it.
It had us, of course, reminiscing about some of the most incredible catches we've ever seen, especially home run robbing catches. And Buster's always, he's on the Gary Matthews hill, which was just an absurd catch. Mike Trout had a phenomenal catch over the wall. Of course, Jankowski the other night for Texas.
That was a game-saving one.
Yes, it was. That's strike 3.
And, of course, it happened against the White Sox.
Everything happens against the White Sox. Nola gets through 6. It's 2-zip, and the Phillies find some offense. Well, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, as we talk about records and best records, etc. It was all Arizona today. They exploded. They put up 14 against Los Angeles. They beat them 14-3. Arizona has scored 743 runs this year. The Yankees are second at 696, which gets us to best record, etc. The Dodgers currently have it. But we are looking at a year in which we're likely going to be without a 100-win team. That's the first since 2014. And 8 all-time years with no teams above a 600 winning percentage. The last time that happened was 2013. Again, you got to take injuries into consideration. It feels like if the Dodgers were healthy, they were a juggernaut and would have went way over, but they haven't been. And now they got their top 3 back, and they go back to back to back to start a game recently. But this is a very, very heated race for top record, home field advantage, etc. And there's a whole slew of teams that can still finish there.
100%. And I think that's one of the big reasons why we love this wild card format as well. You get the best record, but also the wild card format. A lot of cities still in it. And we're already in the month of September.
All right, who wrote off the Cubs a month ago? Because I'm raising my hand.
Well, they gave a lot of folks a lot of reasons to write them off. And the other part of that is, of course, the Brewers' sustained success. Milwaukee could have the best record in the league.
With so many young players in that roster. But look, the Cubs have really turned it around the day that Bellinger and then Suzuki came back.
Yep.
They added at that trade deadline just by adding 2 guys that were on the IL.
Schwellenbach working again here in the 6th, ahead 1-2. Sosa sends this one to right. Here comes Soler. And he's there. Boy, Schwellenbach is pitching another terrific game. And it just doesn't feel like there's a whole bunch of sweating going on.
Oh, he's on top of the hitters continually. 0-1, 0-2. Just about every hitter. Last 3 hitters have been 0-2. Last 3 leadoff hitters to an inning.
Yeah.
That's the formula. When you think about strike 1, strike 2.
He's retired 12 of the last 13. Top of the order now, Schwarber. He swings at 1, sends this one to left. And another can of corn out there. Very quietly go the Phillies against Spencer Schwellenbach. Off-speed pitch there to get Schwarber.
Guys, in the 3rd inning, he threw 9 pitches to get 3 outs, 10 pitches in the 4th, 11 in the 5th, and so far it's taken him 5 pitches to get 2 outs here in the 6th.
Gets ahead of Turner with a little spinning cutter up there. 0-1. Sarah Langs, of course, with us tonight. Reports on the Cubs bandwagon. Last 10 games, they've scored 99 runs. Like you said, Cody, it's nice when you've got a good pitcher and you're on a team that has a lot of offense. They hadn't had that offense all year, and now they're averaging 9.9 their last 10. Turner to right. That's going to get down in front of Soler. So a base stealing threat on in front of Harper.
Telling you, this is a big hit right here with 2 outs. Anything to get on in the cutter, getting off the end of the bat, falls right in front of Jorge Soler. And with the last 2 at-bats that Harper has had, hitting the ball up the middle, this is a dangerous time to face him 3rd time around.
Takes ball 1. Schwellenbach has not allowed a Philadelphia Philly to reach second base tonight. Good swing on one right up in the zone at 95.
Tremendous confidence from Snitker and his young starter. Nobody even moving in the Atlanta bullpen.
Right.
I think Eduardo asked him about pitching in big games when we met with Snitker before the game. You guys remember that look on Snitker's face at the idea of him pitching in a big game in October, pitching here in Philadelphia? And he's like, yeah, he's fine. He's okay. He's not worried about it at all. Total confidence, as you said, Coney.
Harper flew off to center, and he's got a single. Schwellenbach ready to throw, pitch 78. His last start, he doesn't seem to lose any velocity as the game wears on. Then a steady diet of ground balls, only 2 strikeouts. And Harper serves one towards the line and left. It's going to get down, fair ball. He heads to second, Turner to third, and the Phillies are in business on a Harper double down the left field line.
This is who Bryce Harper has been this year with 2 strikes. The slugging .437 coming into this game. Talked about staying middle the other way. Keeps that bat head in the zone long enough to fillet it to left field. And move Turner to third, and he gets himself in scoring position for Castellanos.
He just kind of, you talked about tennis, he just kind of served like a backhand out there with some back spin on it.
Talked a little bit of college football with us, and since he's 2 for 2.
Really the first time all night that the Phillies fans have had a reason offensively to get off their seats and cheer. It's been a series-long struggle with runners in scoring position. They are 2 for 18. And an interesting guy coming to the plate here in Castellanos, who was asked recently about his approach, and he said, well, I look for the baseball and I swing as hard as I can.
Usually from the first pitch on.
First time activity in the Braves bullpen. Lee is up, Johnson is up. Schwellenbach delivers. Right down Broadway there to Nick Castellanos.
Just shows you the guts that kid has. Last time up, Castellanos rolled over a cutter down and away. Now you got mid in scoring position, right down the middle, 95.
Behind 0-1, does he swing here? He holds up, and it is now The slider top of the zone.
Moscoso calling it right on the letters. Good call. Stays in that strike zone.
He's seen more breaking pitches than anybody, Castellanos. And he sends one to left center. Nick Castellanos has tied the ball game. He heads to second base. He's in there. Back-to-back doubles. And the bank is rocking as we are tied at 2.
Too good of a pitch, Coney?
Yes. That's the one mistake this inning that he's really made, right there on the 0-2 pitch. Harper was way out in front of the curveball. Turner hit the cutter off the end of the bat, broke his bat. This is the pitch he's going to think about tonight when he puts his head on the pillow.
Ryan Snitker coming out to make the change.
All with 2 outs. 5 pitches, he had 2 outs. The next 11 pitches been painful.
How quickly things have changed here for Schwellenbach and the Braves. Nick Castellanos, 2 strikes, he delivers as he hits a slider into left, and it's a brand new ball game on Sunday Night Baseball. Dylan Lee's first pitch. How about Stotwell with a sneak attack, trying to bunt it with the third baseman Urshela playing back, but he fouled it off. Phillies get 3 consecutive hits, a single from Turner in front of Soler, Harper, and Castellanos doubles to tie this game up at 2. Swing and a miss. One concern that the Braves might have with Schwellenbach, his OPS with 2 outs is just shy of 800. And now 16 of 31 hits with 2 outs that he's given up have been extra base hits. Oh, 0-2. Stott, Sword, he's gone as Lee came in and quickly dispensed of him.
As the big boys of the Philadelphia Phillies coming through 3rd time around, they are absolutely lethal. 0-2 pitch. Castellanos with a big double to tie this ball game at 2. The bank is awake.
U.S. Open round of 16 continues tomorrow morning. Join everybody 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Jess Pegula will be seated at noon Eastern Time. 5th seeded Daniel Medvedev at Arthur Ashe Stadium, former U.S. Open winner. 4 hours primetime coverage. ESPN2 starts at 7 Eastern Time. Every single point of the Open streams live on the ESPN app. Here is Orion Kirkering, hard-throwing righty, burst onto the scene and has really kind of found himself again this year. As Rob Thompson talks about his leverage guys, this is one he does trust. He faces Whit Merrifield, and he buzzes the tower a little bit with that high velocity 98 miles an hour. Buster, we've seen some pretty interesting, entertaining interactions between Merrifield and his former Philadelphia Philly teammates, as quick as it was.
And he told me he really loved playing with the Phillies. He draws a walk there. He told me that when he first joined the Braves and the Phillies went to Atlanta, he knew Zach Wheeler's favorite restaurant served buckets of chicken, and so he ordered him one, and it was delivered to Wheeler before that happened, guys. He took a bite out of every piece of chicken in the bucket. I thought that was classic baseball player humor, but Coney and Wardy can speak to that better than I can.
Coney's nodding his head like, oh yeah. Yep.
Saw Bert Blyleven do that to every donut in the clubhouse on a Sunday before the game.
Didn't Sparky Lyles used to sit on cakes delivered into the clubhouse?
Yes, he did.
That causes friction.
Yeah, yep. There's a conceit there too at some point. Now, Kirkering, not the start he wanted. He walked the leadoff man. Merrifield's got good speed out there. 16 stolen bases, and now the righty deals with Kelnick. Big swing going from the downs, 98 miles an hour. pitched Thursday against the Braves, 1 1/3 scoreless innings. This is his 53rd appearance. His last 5 have all been scoreless. Not a play. You guys have been in this situation. They win, they're 7 games up. They lose, it's a 5-game deficit. How big is that?
Intra-division, it matters. Big time.
On the ground, Harper fields, tags the bag, now throws, and there's the tag. Double play. It's a good read for still somebody learning that position. It was right at first base.
I think we're past that already, Carl.
Yeah.
I think he's turned the corner at first base, and I think he's tired of hearing it, right? Still learning the position? No, I think he has really felt comfortable playing first base. He's embraced it. He understands it's right next to the dugout, too. But watch Whit Merrifield right here when he slides in. Second base. Trying not to get tagged, and Turner puts it on him. But Bryce Harper just has really owned that position really well here.
Way inside. He got him with a sweeper to swing and missed the first one, and then high and tight to Arcia. You know, he's entering Gold Glove category. I mean, defensively at first base, he's made that big of an adjustment. But the footwork.
That's the part that's been really impressive. That was nasty. Moscoso couldn't pick it up, but fortunately at first they called it on the swing.
Strike both ways, 1 and 2. When Kirkering first showed up, the sweeper was unhittable.
He's had a little wrinkle in there with his two-seam fastball.
Talk about movement on that pitch.
Yeah. That kind of action on a two-seamer coupled with a sweeper, pretty good ham and eggs right there.
Did it surprise you at all that Rob Thompson said that Estevez, who was traded from the Angels here less than a month, has really just taken over the leadership in that bullpen?
Yeah. Him like pizza with a sweeper. Orion Kirkering and the Phillies feel the momentum here on Sunday night. Really good game here, Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? With Coney and Eddie, Carl Ravitch here, Buster Olney as well. Andy Jacobson back producing this one for us. Diamondbacks and Astros Sunday, 7 o'clock Eastern time. 2 hot teams, dangerous teams in October. We look forward to being in Houston next Sunday night. 7 o'clock Eastern time, ESPN, Deportes and ESPN Radio. Our coverage will start at 6 Eastern time with Baseball Tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. It is 2-2. Here's Johnston as the next pitcher for the Atlanta Braves as we get into a battle of the bullpens. Kirkering did his job. Lee, of course, last inning just faced one batter and was terrific. JT's coming up, and he's got support throughout this ballpark. He will pick first in their fantasy football draft. His drafts around the country, around the world for the NFL, have either taken place or are going to take place. The Phillies are doing theirs tomorrow night. On an off night. 12 guys in their fantasy football league. As Real Muto steps in, it'll be he, Marsh, and Hayes scheduled to face the righty Johnston, who's 33 years young. The first pitch up in the zone, but it's called strike 1.
One of the guys not in that league, Carl, the manager, Rob Thompson.
No, or Bryce, we found out. Rob dismissed that concept very quickly. Real Muto sends an easy one to center for Harris. pitch. And in Little League, you're near Lake Mary, Florida, Little League World Series team. That's up there a little closer to Orlando, isn't it?
Yeah, a little further north. But yeah, I did watch that final. Wow, what an engine, too.
We've got comments from Zach Wheeler and many others on having watched this Little League World Series and just the skill level of 12-year-olds. Another one-pitch pop-up shallow. Arcia says, I got it, and he calls off Kelnick. And just like that, Pierce Johnson quickly gets 2 outs.
Pierce Johnson's attacking the strike zone. That's one thing that he's known for. And as a hitting coach, you have to tell your hitters, be aggressive. You don't want to get behind, especially with the bullpen arms of the Braves.
Couple of outs, 6 pitches. Here's Hayes. Missed on the corner. They brought Hayes in, of course, to be a platoon guy. There for a while, Rob Thompson said, I think he's going to have success against both righties and lefties. Rojas has actually hit pretty well for them. And this ball is lifted high and fairly deep to left field. Kelnick now comes back towards the infield, and he makes the play. Not as close as last night. On 5 pitches, Johnson gets through the Phillies. We go to the 8th. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN has been presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Both starters were really good tonight. Schwellenbach continues a long trend. Braves starters now have not allowed more than 3 earned in their last 21 games. 21 games for the Braves starters without allowing 3 earned or more. And now one of the key relievers for the Phillies, Jeff Hoffman, is in. And his first pitch misses down and away. It'll be Hoffman to face Urshela and then back to the top of the order here in the 8th inning.
And Carl, Urshela getting this opportunity, obviously, when Austin Riley was injured. At the time of that injury, the Braves announced he'd be out 6 to 8 weeks. I think there's confidence that he's going to be return closer to 6 weeks.
Such a huge piece. Breaking pitches in there at 2-0. A breaking pitch, now 2 balls and a strike. Hoffman's been so reliable. 18th hold of the season last night. Scoreless 8th inning through 21 pitches. And he, too, 5 straight scoreless appearances. Oof. "49 of 59 appearances. That's 83% for Hoffman on the mound are scoreless.
Knows how to put him away with 2 strikes.
9-hole hitter be a big one to get to start the 8th.
Allowed an on-base percentage of 163 when he gets hitters with 2 strikes since last season.
Buster, you mentioned Riley, both third basemen, the starting third baseman. Bohm is out too. There seems to be some encouraging news from Rob Thompson on him as well.
Yeah, they're hoping he's going to be back on Tuesday when they resume play. They'll get more information about that tomorrow. They also, by the way, we know we're within range of Ozzie Albies coming back and rejoining the Braves lineup. So there are some reinforcements on the way for Atlanta.
What was the story, Thompson, you see right there, told us about the injury to Bohm 2 years ago to the day? Is that what he said? Suffered the exact same injury?
That's exactly right. With something in his hand, and something was strained, and so they're just giving him some time off. They don't think it's a major thing. They're hoping, as they said, that he's going to be back in on Tuesday.
Seems like such a bizarre story. 2 years ago to the day, the same injury. Swinging the bat. 3-2. And this one is laced to left field. Getting on his horse and not going to be able to get there in time is Hayes.
I'll tell you what else Rob Thompson said about Gio Urshela. He just absolutely crushes us. And there, leadoff single with 2 strikes. Able to get on now for the top of the order.
Cody, as a pitcher, that's feels like a huge. You get the number 9 hitter out, or he reaches. Like that's a big at bat this late in the game of a tie game.
It's, you know, that was a long at bat too, so he couldn't put away Urshela.
Guys, keep in mind for the Braves, one of the moves they made today, September 1st, rosters expand, is adding Eli White to their roster. Their primary reason to do that was because he is a great base runner. And you probably see him in situations like this as we move forward.
10-game hit streak now for Urshela as Harris, who's homered, swings and sends this one to right. That's going to bring Castellanos back, but the park holds it. Harris retired. Been a very eventful couple of nights for Michael Harris as he returns to the Atlanta Brave lineup.
Michael Harris knows that he missed that one. You look at the hot zone right here off the sliders when it comes to the expected slugging percentage, and it is right in the middle of that hot zone.
He just missed it too, a little on the front.
I mean, tornado warnings come up if you see that in your radar.
Buster just talked about who they added in White. Now Luke Williams has gone in as a pinch runner at first for Urshela. He's got an aggressive lead. Not going. Soler, top of the zone, strike one. Does not have a steal in 2024 as he watches that one go by Soler.
In this one, if he does go, it's going to have to be off the move of Hoffman, because we all know JT Realmuto is very quick when it comes to his pop time. Doesn't throw over the top, throws 3 quarters, and that way it gives him more into athletic position. Ball leaking over towards the running lane.
The entire right side of the infield is wide open. Stott is playing basically as close as you can to behind second base, and Harper is covering first.
Soler's not thinking in that hole.
I know, but I'm saying even if he squibs one over there, it's open. 1-2. The Braves are so confident if they can get to the postseason with the pitching is what they experienced in 2021. Soler, of course, was a part of that. Foul tip, Realmuto could not hang on.
It's been all sliders for Jorge Soler. That's all he's seen.
Urshela got a hit with 2 strikes. Soler chases some cheese up top, and he's gone as Hoffman picks up a strikeout.
Perfectly located, just above the zone. You see Soler underneath.
Braves one up is Marcell Ozuna. Singled, struck out, flew out to center. The 26th swing and miss tonight by Braves hitters. Comes back inside. Atlanta has the highest whiff rate in baseball. Ozuna's done a good job this year. 37 homers, 98 runs batted in. And he is very much chasing a triple crown. He went 40 and 100 last year. Yep. Is it a unique slider? Is there anything different about it? Because he's thrown them 95% of the time now.
No, I think he's been a little off with his command there, although that one kind of locked up Ozuna, so it had good tight break on it.
Pitch number 20 of the inning. Swing and a Ozuna is gone. Leadoff man stranded. Back-to-back punch-outs from Hoffman. Bottom of the 8th is coming up. Sosa, Schwarber, and Turner as the Philly bullpen arms keep doing the job. Well, we will finish off our stellar Labor Day weekend college football lineup tomorrow night. ESPN Boston College heads to the land of the Eduardo Perez's. They take on Florida State. Coverage at 7:30 Eastern Time. And a happy anniversary to Eduardo and Mirma, right? 24 years ago today. Congratulations, Eduardo and Mirma.
I proposed to her.
Joe Jimenez now on the mound. And the first pitch to the pinch hitter, Cody Clemens. A slider in there for a strike. Clemens bats for Sosa against Jimenez.
Best September call-up ever.
Our producer, Andy Jacobson, celebrates a big birthday yesterday. So happy belated one-day birthday to Andy Jacobson. And here in Philadelphia, a happy 75th birthday to Gary Maddox. Of course, Ralph Kiner once muttered, 2/3 of the world are covered by ocean and the other third by Gary Maddox.
That was Ralph Kiner?
Yes.
The great Ralph Kiner.
The great Ralph Kiner. Eli White goes out into right field. Williams stays at third base. And Jimenez deals to Clemens, and he gets it with a filthy slider. Cody Clemens is gone. You can see how these two teams will succeed in close games or protecting close leads.
Well, both teams have bullpens that can take the ball out of play with pitches like that.
Yes. Back to the top, Schwarber. He did single. His homerless drought continues. He did get a hit. He'd been 1 for his previous 23. And he swings at 96 and misses it. All told, 121 homers with the Phillies, 100 of them from the leadoff spot. This one looks like it's going to drift out of play and into the seats, and it will. Certain guys you just know are going to put up these similar numbers. Schwarber is one. Alonso for the Mets, he's got 30 again. And what's been perceived to sort of be a down year, 30 homers. Swing and a miss. There's that nasty slider from Jimenez. Here's Turner, your turn. The Atlanta Pen, 6 outs on 16 pitches tonight.
Exactly where we were right here in the 6th inning when they scored their 2 runs. Turner on, 2 outs, and a 1-1 count.
So interesting, Coney, as a pitcher, you must get a different perspective on the slider we saw from Hoffman and how different his slider is.
Yes.
Like big time bite down and away.
Different shapes, velocities. Really where pitchers over the last 10 years have kind of been ahead of the curve on hitters, using the new technology, being able to use the high-speed cameras, spin rates, tweaking, seam shifted wake, seam orientation. Pitchers are ahead of the curve.
Oh man, was that a performance by Jimenez? Slider, slider, slider. Good afternoon, good night, good morning. Get out of here.
Disappear in the order. That ball.
Doesn't matter. We're back. Play Ball, baseball's global youth initiative, to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game, and it is a great game. Learn more, including how to find a league near you. Go to playball.org and follow at Playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Now the bullpens have flexed their muscles. Suit up this season, MLBshop.com, the largest selection of jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your favorite team, MLBshop.com. Left on left, Matt Strom. And Olsen sends one into left field. That's going to be another leadoff hitter aboard for the Braves.
He's been so good against lefties. Matt Olsen stays in, doesn't try to do too much. Strom, who pitches against lefties from the first base side of the rubber. Matt Olsen doesn't allow him to get ahead. Jumps all over that first pitch.
Yep, first pitch fastball.
Third inning in a row, living dangerously for the Phillies, that the leadoff man has been aboard. Strom misses high to d'Arnaud. D'Arnaud's had a habit of coming up with some timely hits for Atlanta since he's put on that uniform over the years. Many of them have gone the other way, right field. Again, Harper holding on the runner, and he swings and misses, going for it. Down Strom, last pitch Thursday night, scoreless 8th inning. So on the 30th of July, he gave up a 3-run shot to the Yankees. Since then, just 1 earned run in 10 2/3. D'Arnaud sky high and playable. Marsh makes it. Quite a story how Matt Strom has evolved and become this guy. For years with the Red Sox, and now a dependable reliever on a championship caliber team. Opportunity for the guy that was let go by the Phillies, Whit Merrifield.
Well, his formula of a high strikeout rate and a low walk rate really plays. Kind of the secret to Matt Strom. Third in that category this year is Matt Strom in the NL. 7.33 strikeout to walk rate. That's just absurd.
Braves have won 6 straight NL East titles, and that clearly is in jeopardy this year against this team, the Phillies, as he swing and a miss on an 82-mile-an-hour slider. Thompson recognizes he kind of gave us his priorities. We got to get in the postseason first, which it clearly feels like they're going to. But when you talk about worrying about home field, he recognized we are a way better team, and this is a significant advantage being in front of these fans.
That's a great point, Carl. These fans and this team in this ballpark right now, all you have to do is look around this place.
Yeah.
And coming off the disappointment of the 2023 playoffs, when it looked like halfway through, like they were the favorite to win the World Series.
The identification of this current team with this fan base is second to none right now in the major leagues.
Close, but Merrifield, who's shown a good eye, didn't take it.
I'll tell you this, JT Realmuto did a nice job of presenting this pitch and trying to sell it. See, it gets the corner on the 3D replay. Watch how he allows this ball to travel deep.
3-2 to Merrifield. Who lost it. Merrifield back-to-back walks. And now Olsen moves into scoring position. And it looks like Ramon Laureano is going to be a pinch hitter for the Atlanta Braves. Huge spot with Laureano, who was with the Guardians, of course, a long time with the A's. Olsen, a go-ahead runner at second base. Strom, another ball. Selected by the Braves on June 15th. That was when Harris got put on the IL. His last 23 games, he's hitting .333 with 8 extra base hits. Oh, that's a check swing and a strike. Here comes some of that support. Clemens now at third base, in there for Sosa. Looks like Iglesias swarms for the Atlanta Braves in their bullpen. Here by Laureano.
Living dangerously right there with that fastball. Middle. Down and in slider could be the pitch right here. And the 7th pitch of this at-bat.
He's 0 for 10 as a pinch hitter this season, Laureano. Non-competitive pitch there from Strom. Arcia on deck. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat. Try to bury a slider, get a roll over ground ball to the left side. Let's see. That Strom has walked him as well, and the bases are loaded.
Very un-Strom-like this year. We talked about his walk rate being so low, just having trouble finding a put-away pitch here the last couple of hitters. Good time for a visit, slow things down.
Yeah, Gotham comes out. You can see the bullpen was
now they're
empty.
starting to get up.
There's some stirring out there now. The series saw the Braves blow a big game and the big lead, and then there was the what we would call the Orlando Arcia game, where he went yard twice. Thursday they blew it. Friday, no doubt about it, thanks to Orlando Arcia. Exit stage left, exit stage left again. His 2 home runs helped Atlanta win that. Yesterday the Phillies come back. Now they're trying to take it 3 out of 4, but a dangerous spot here for Strom with the bases loaded.
And Arcia loves the pressure situations.
The Phillies infield all in. 95, up a little bit on the velo there.
He can get a ball in the air. 7 sacrifice flies from Arcia this year.
chased badly.
Okay, so the 2 home runs we saw in the highlights, both pitches were middle down. So far strong, and I know he's been a little bit out of control up in the zone, but those last 2 up in the zone by Arcia.
And this is popped up and playable on the infield. Infield fly rule as Harper backs up, and now there are 2 down. A huge out from Strom.
Up above the zone. Going for the strikeout or the pop-up. Got the pop-up.
Here is Luke Williams, who has appeared now 15 times since being recalled. Strike 1 to Williams. He is batting in the 9th spot for Urshela. Can Strom get out of a bases loaded 1-out situation now with 2 down? And he is a strike away from getting the Phillies back up in a tie game.
You guys sure banks aren't open on Labor Day weekend?
They're open late this Sunday night. Again, working ahead 0-2. Williams stays alive. And this one is to center field. Should be playable, but fans are already cheering. Strom did it. Bases loaded, 1 down. Against Arcia, and then Williams to fly out. And we will head to the bottom of the 9th. Here at a bustling bank with Harper, Castellanos, and Stott due up. Bryce Harper steps to the plate to lead off the bottom of the 9th against Raisel Iglesias, who is 4-1 this year. He has given up just 2 home runs in 54 innings. But HARPER has had some great numbers against him over his career. And we are set. Swing to the first one, and why is he so eager to swing against Iglesias? His numbers are terrific. 7 for 11, 4 home runs.
Iglesias knows too. Threw him that first pitch slider.
And then the changeup.
Going right to work on Bryce Harper. Believe me, pitchers know exactly who owns them and who doesn't.
Harper's got 15 career walk-off plate appearances, 6 of them home runs on a 1-2. 2-2.
2 non-competitive fastballs just to speed him up a little bit. Be very surprised if you see another fastball. Can I finish that sentence? In the zone.
It was 0-2. Most of the people here at Citizens Bank are on their feet. And he lost the leadoff man. Harper, after being down 0-2, draws the leadoff walk.
So the Braves outfielders have to take a couple steps back now. Even with no outs, runner at first base, you cannot allow any gapper to have Harper score. The only man that's not moved back is Michael Harris II.
Oh boy, Castellanos. That's a slider way outside that he swung at. Just set the outfield for you now. Laureano is in right with a phenomenal arm, and Eli White has moved into left field. Another one way outside the zone that he swings at, and it's 0-2 again. When healthy, two of the better bullpens in the game, and tonight they have certainly shown it. Oh boy. All three of those way outside, and Castellanos was fooled on all of them.
Excellent shape on this slider. And a sword to boot.
Next up, Stott. Plenty of room again in right center. He fouls off the first one. You've seen that slider away from righties into lefties, and then that changeup that moves away.
Yeah, a true three-pitch pitcher.
Yep.
For a closer. Really, all Iglesias has done since he came over to Atlanta is throw up some of the best numbers of any reliever in the game. He's got a 1.72 ERA since he became a Brave, and that's first in the major leagues compared to any other pitcher with the same amount of appearances.
All three batters he's faced, including Harper, started 0-2. Slow roller to second. Going to be real hard, and they're not going to have a chance to double up Stott, but they do cut down Harper at second base.
Yeah, now with 2 outs, and you have Bryson Stott, who has good speed at first base. Iglesias is going to have to change his looks, be able to change the times as well. Get set early so the clock isn't a factor. But even at first base, 2 outs, this is where you just have to move that outfield really deep. Cannot allow Stott to score from first with 2 outs.
It's JT Realmuto. Swing and a miss, and again a slider that clearly must look like it's a strike out of his hand, because none of them have ended up in the strike zone.
Just has a lot of conviction behind his pitches.
Stott goes, swing and a miss, throw down and a hop. He has stolen second base. Stott's 29th stolen base of the year.
Same timing as the first pitch. Got in, set, never mixed him, and Stott was able to get a really good jump. Yet non-competitive at all at second.
Realmuto, 5 career walk-off RBIs, 2 home runs. And you can just see there has been no hard contact. Off-balance swings, out of strike zone pitches.
Eduardo, what you doing with the outfielders now?
You have to bring them in, and look, you have a really good arm in right field, but is it going to be accurate enough, especially with good speed and the good secondary by Stott at second? But you have to bring him in now. Play him average.
Ready for the changeup and or the slider. Let's see what Iglesias goes with. He went with a fastball.
Brought down a little bit more on that one.
Yeah, he changes his arm angles, both on a sinker and a four-seamer that will kind of have a little upshoot action to it. A lower release point.
Back goes flying. Realmuto swings and misses. That will end the inning. The bullpen of the Braves, lockdown, Lee, Johnson, Jimenez, and Iglesias. The only thing flying after that was the bat. Extra innings coming up with a runner at second base. Nicole and Matt Barry standing by SportsCenter right after this star of the game. From this one, we'll join them live. Tour Championship winner Scotty Scheffler's going to join the show. Scheffler today had a shank out of the bunker, and everybody got up in arms like, oh my gosh, he's blown a 7-shot lead. It's down to 2. What did he do the next 2 holes? Birdie, Purdy, he wins again. NFL season's 4 days away. Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. They talk about their matchup. They can talk about fantasy football, given they are two outstanding quarterbacks. SportsCenter is right here on ESPN and the app after this one. So Hoffman has closer stuff, but Stevis has been the guy, and he's on the mound now as we begin the 10th inning of a 2-2 ball game. Well, the hero, really, last night with just the catch that he made, Michael Harris over the wall, uses the wall to step up and leap, and then does the balancing act, and then after taking one away last night, delivered a big shot here to get him on top early in this one. Harris will lead off this inning for Atlanta. Williams, the base runner, at second, and Esteves first pitch, and that one is popped up. Shallow left. Turner is out. Turner's calling everyone off, and then finally the left fielder says, no, I got it. Tossed to Hayes. Eli White will not bat. Adam Duvall instead will take his place now at the plate.
Esteves coming off of probably his best outing last night as a member of the Phillies. Rob Thompson mentioned that we finally saw his A game in terms of stuff last night.
Five-year-old Adam Duvall in. Esteves looks back, the runner, and throws that first pitch strike down and in with a slider. Eleven and 4 in extra innings, Atlanta. Changes the eye level and now goes up 0-2. Former Angel has fit in perfectly with what Philadelphia needed and what he's been able to do.
If you guys remember at the trade deadline, the perception in the industry was that the Phillies paid a high price. But what I heard is in the room when they were considering the trade, Dave Dombrowski basically said to the room, look, I'm not going to leave myself a reliever short.
What a pickup with the presence that he has in that clubhouse. Spend some time with him and Rojas in the clubhouse, and I'm telling you, he has that personality.
There's the guy that brought him in here, David Dombrowski. A 1-2. Swing and a miss. 99 miles an hour. Hello.
Not only 99, but in a perfect location.
There's something to be said about guys that come up through the Colorado organization, and if they find success there at the big league level, everything else has to be a lot easier, right? Well, so far for Esteves, it's been good.
Dangerous Marcell Ozuna.
Coney, you're a pitcher in this situation. First base open, 2 outs, Ozuna at the plate, Olsen on deck. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking don't give in, that's for sure. And Rob Thompson just trusting his veteran reliever.
See, that pitch right there, the 98-mile-per-hour pitch right down the middle, he cannot go any lower with Marcell Ozuna. He is a prolific low ball hitter. Likes the ball inside as well. You have to stay up with him.
Both teams combined, you see that 5 for 42 with runners in scoring position. The 1-1 to Ozuna. On the ground, hard to short. Turner. Phillies will come up from the bottom of the 10th. They'll have a runner at second. Esteves does his job as he gets Ozuna to ground out. Bottom third coming up for Philadelphia. We'll start with Marsh when we come back on Sunday Night Baseball. Got a little playoff feel tonight here on Sunday night. Packed house. High leverage relievers just doing the job. Atlanta's bullpen, 3 1/3. No hits. 6 strikeouts. 35 total pitches. 3 1/3, 35 total pitches. Iglesias stays out there for another inning of work. Fifth outing of more than an inning this season, and 3 times 2 innings. Twice he did it in August. Realmuto will be the runner at second base for the Phillies, and Brandon Marsh will lead things off.
What did Rob Thompson tell us? Small ball?
That's what's got him there tonight. That big inning with the single and then back-to-back doubles. See if Marsh could do maybe what Harris couldn't do and just get that runner to third base. He tries with a bunt, gets it down but foul.
Yeah, this is interesting here. You have a left-handed hitter at the plate with Hayes on deck, a right-handed hitter. Bottom of the order, Cody Clemens still in the game. He's in that 9th spot. I'm actually letting him swing the bat here.
Adam Duvall stays out in left field for Atlanta. Olsen crashes, and the bunt pops straight up, but it's far back and out of play.
Eduardo, no sacrifice bunts for Marsh this year, 1 last year.
Well, the thing is, he's starting in the back part of the plate, and then he's trying to move up as the pitch is coming. You have to start way out in front. You can't have that bat head behind the home plate area. Right there, it's behind it, and because of it, he drops his head.
And he is gone. Just a nasty changeup at 89. So 2 failed bunt attempts and then a strikeout. As every Philadelphia Philly that Iglesias has faced has swung at the first pitch and been behind 0-2.
After 2 failed bunt attempts, changeup right there, way out in front. Iglesias extends his scoreless streak to over 20 innings now.
Austin Hayes sends this one to right field on 1 pitch. They keep swinging at the first one. And no tag for Realmuto. And look at the arm, the show-off from Laureano. Wow.
He recoils back, throws the ball, and as he throws it, instead of going forward, he goes back. That's beautifully done right there. One of the best arms in the game. Just take a look at how he gets behind this baseball right here. And when he throws it, oh yeah, you're not going anywhere.
He threw that 93+ miles an hour.
He got rid of it quickly.
He sure did. Here's Cody Clemens. And that's ball 1. Schwarber, if they can get to him on deck.
That's the 5th pitch of this inning.
Yeah, no,
I said Iglesias.
It caught him. They've thrown 40 total pitches this bullpen. But instead of being behind 0-2, Clemens finds himself ahead 2-0.
And you don't want to fall behind anymore on Clemens with Schwarber on deck. It's a heck of a 2-0 pitch.
Yeah, high quality.
It's definitely been that type of game and that type of night. Clemens sends this one to shallow right, coming hard. This one's got a chance to land. It is not caught, and it's foul. But Laureano had to run a long way, and Merrifield was there as well. But our first base umpire was right there on the foul line. It is close, but he short-hopped it.
Wow. Talk about communication right there, because Merrifield does not stop until he hears Laureano, and fortunately right there he heard him. That's close.
Boy, that's a foot, right? Yeah, probably less, but now Iglesias has got 2 strikes on Clemens. Olsen, and he swallows it up like a vacuum. 10 innings won't do it here on Sunday night. We head to the 11th inning. The NL East clash between the Braves and the Phillies. Clemens missed a hit by a couple of inches, which may have won the game. Instead, Olsen makes the final out, and he'll be the first to hit when we come back.
¿Próximo? Sí, para renovar el malvete.
Yo soy la que voy a escoger. ¿Listo? ¡Todos! Con Seguros Múltiples. ¡Yes!
Seguros Múltiples.
Martes a las 7:30.
A towering home run for Cruz. Another gorgeous play by Dinsby.
Pirates versus Cubs. Martes a las 7:30. En vivo. Miércoles a las 7.
Lindor continues to shine with the leather.
Red Sox versus Mets. Miércoles a las 7. En vivo.
Resetting here, 10:08 Eastern Standard Time, and it's the Phillies and Braves. Atlanta trails by 6. There are the Mets with 64 losses, just 2 games behind the Braves. And not seen, at least in the wild card race, the Chicago Cubs. Object in the rearview mirror, maybe closer than it appears. Chicago has ripped off a half dozen in a row to get back in this race. But tonight it's about the Phillies and the Braves. Atlanta on their bench. Looks like they have Sean Murphy's the only guy left. You assume Ozuna's going to go out to second base to run, and he's got the mitts on. He's heading out there to second to face a chance to be a go-ahead run. Race for the postseason is on. Stream every out-of-market MLB game now available for $29.99. Blackout other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
It looks like Marcell Ozuna's got a sancocho or something in the oven. He's about to pull it out of the oven. Both hands, not one, but 2. You do know what a sancocho is, right, Carl? A stew?
I thought it was going to be a turkey. No, I didn't know.
A stew.
Well, he is out there at second, and Olsen swings at the first one. Harper, nice play. And Estevez is there, but they do get the runner to third, which is what neither could do in the previous inning. Marsh or Harris, Olsen does the job.
It's a great job right there by Matt Olsen. Just trying to get him over. If you can, maybe trade places with him, but you have to do it to the pull side. This forces the infield now to play in. And with a hitter like d'Arnaud, who does really well hitting the ball the other way in the air.
Yeah, and contact. Not there, and that one misses inside. 1-0. Ozuna go ahead run at third base. He started on second base. Of course, extra innings. We're in the 11th of a 2-2 game. See d'Arnaud trying to elevate and get Ozuna in. Castellanos, Marsh, and Hayes are in the outfield for Philadelphia.
Not a lot of speed.
No.
At third.
Estevez looking for a strikeout. No, 2-1. Bummer starts to loosen for the Braves. d'Arnaud again now with 2 strikes. Coney, you're going to elevate with that 99-mile-an-hour fastball? What are you going to try to do here?
You know, if he could bury a slider, that would be the pitch, to get it down.
Beaten on the ground. It's cut off by Clemens, who looks it back. Boy, that seemed almost destined to get through, and he cut it off and retires d'Arnaud.
that pitch is not designed for a ground ball. A high four-seamer that Darno gets on top of. Beats it down over the ground. Ozuna's going nowhere.
Another chance for Merrifield against the team that let him go. Not lost on Whit Merrifield, the situation he's in, how he got here, the team that he's currently playing against. Athletes never forget. Over at the trade deadline, Esteves deals 2 and 1 to Merrifield. And now he jammed him. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's about to get loud.
He'll check first, and it's called strike 3 on a swing. Merrifield gone. Esteves gets the job done for the 2nd consecutive inning. The bullpen battle continues.
Whoa. Borderline at best. Braves got a little bit of a beef right there.
Realmuto, yes. Esteves, yes. Top of the order coming up.
Gouda King con aros rellenos de queso de bola, doble carne a la parrilla y crujiente bacon. ¡Qué sorpresa en Burger King! Tú que trabajas duro y te gusta solo lo mejor, mereces buscar tu carro en el Celebrity Challenge Sales Event de tus dealers Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep y Ram. Únete a tu artista favorito en una competencia nunca antes vista, solo hasta el 3 de septiembre. Martes a las 7:30.
A towering home run for Cruz. Another gorgeous play by Dansby.
Pirates vs. Cubs, martes a las 7:30, en vivo. Red Sox vs. Mets, miércoles a las 7, en vivo.
Well, they got their lumber. It's going to be Schwarber to lead things off, followed by Turner as we go bottom of 11 on Sunday night. And a terrific ball game. The bullpens have shined for both teams, but the bank is very, very loud right now. Aaron Bummer next up for the Atlanta Braves. He follows what has been phenomenal performances from Lee, Johnson, and Jimenez and Iglesias. This will be his 47th game. He does not give up a lot of hard contact. In fact, the 10th of August, his first barrel this season. He's still the only pitcher in baseball with at least 150 batters faced in 1 or fewer barrels allowed. That's the bullpen right there that the Philadelphia Phillies have dealt with. 2 for 28.
Has done a lot better against left-handed pitching than right-handed pitching this year by a lot.
Cody Clemens is your winning run at second. Schwarber lines one to Harris. Right there. and no chance to advance, and that was smoked. 110 miles an hour, almost 111 off the bat of Schwarber.
Yeah, he's going back into the dugout saying 110 has to be able to land somewhere, but watch that center fielder. Doesn't have to move much, and that's Michael Harris the second.
Man, that got out there in a hurry, didn't it?
It did.
It did, and the batting average on balls that are hit 110 plus is 775, so I can see why he'd say that. No swing from Turner.
Merrifield right now staring at Carapazza. Going, really?
Remember, terrific arm in right field. And another one buried down and in from Bummer.
Tell you what, I don't think he's going to give in here. You got Harper lefty on deck and then Castellanos. But you cannot give in on a 2-0 pitch to Turner.
Spins one again low. It's 3 balls, no strikes. The Phillies are 46 and 25 at home. Their run differential is plus 84. 3-1. They are 3 games above 500 on the road. Turner will take his pick. It'll set the stage for Bryce Harper on a walk.
So, Eduardo, you think he pitched around Trey Turner to get to Bryce Harper?
I think after he got to a 2-0 count, there was no need to have to give in to Trey Turner. If you wanted him to chase, so be it. And we witnessed it with that 2-0 slider and the 3-1 slider as well.
Harper on the ground. Fielder the go-to. Second for 1. No, they do not get the double play. Merrifield was late getting there. On the throw from third base, Williams just got it and threw it. Merrifield was able to tag the bag, but the throw to first, not in time.
That's a lack of communication right there because Merrifield is way over on the second base side. So by the time he gets there, Arcia is thinking, I might have to be the one taking that throw. Instead, throws it in between. Merrifield still had enough time to be able to get a good throw and get Harper, but from our angle, it didn't come close that Olsen tagged Harper at first.
No. Yeah, it looked like Olsen's face told you the whole story. He would have probably sold that a lot harder than he did.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is safe. Atlanta loses their challenge.
I think that challenge was to give the arms a little bit more time to get ready.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to go to Holmes to take Bummer out to deal with Castellanos, who in his last at-bat didn't look good against the sliders that he saw. But it will be Castellanos with a chance against Grant Holmes to win it here, as we have 2 outs in the bottom of the 11th inning. So the question is, the right-hander, Holmes, who brings with him a 2.70 ERA, and feel better about him than the lefty against Castellanos.
It was a situation where Castellanos will expand out of the zone as well.
Yep.
And Bummer could have easily pitched around him as well, try to make it uncomfortable, especially with Stott on deck, a lefty, but then you load the bases and you put the pressure on Bummer. Pitch 93 miles per hour right in the corner runner right there. This is the third time tonight that Merrifield had been late covering second. It's because of the positioning where he was to be able to get to second base. Hesitated a little bit, and if you do, that's going to cause some problems right there, but it was clear he did not tag Harper.
There's a stat. Late clutch. Castellanos has done that a lot with home runs. He obviously doesn't need a home run here, but he's got a pretty good history. In fact, his 12th career go-ahead homer in the 7th inning or later on Thursday. But they have not had a hit, the Phillies, since Castellanos' 2-run double. That was in the 6th inning. Again, you saw the numbers there on this bullpen so far tonight. 5 2/3, they haven't given up a run. But here we go with Castellanos and Grant Holmes. 95 at the top of the zone to Castellanos. Harper moves down to second base, but it's Clemens at third base.
This is where it gets interesting because with 2 strikes, you want to throw one in the dirt, make him chase. But Darno and a lot of the catchers in the league now, with that knee down, you can block if it's right in front of you. But anything to the side, we've seen a lot of wild pitches.
Castellanos has seen a lot of breaking pitches lately. He's had some success against them. A steady diet of off speed. He's had to make an adjustment. Better he has been on the first 2 pitches in a plate appearance versus those that come after. He sends one up the middle, and Nick Castellanos walks it off. The Phillies come from behind 2-0 and win it in 11, 3-2.
Castellanos RBI tonight with 2 strikes. With runners in scoring position, second and third, he comes through once again.
And again, an off-speed pitch. It was a sweeper. You see so many breaking pitches, and Castellanos sent it back up the middle. Looks like it may have been a 4-seam fastball that he actually hit. But Castellanos delivers a 2-strike, 2-out game winner as Clemens touches home, and the Phillies take 3 or 4 from the Braves and move them 7 games ahead of Atlanta.
0-2 pitch, fastball right there. You had a couple pitches to work with. Obviously, he's not trying to throw it there. He's probably trying to go up the ladder, but left it in the zone. Castellanos is always ready for a fastball.
On time for sure, and he's come up big here in this series as Nick Castellanos for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Big moments. The month of September, all you Cubby fans remember what Castellanos did that year for you. It's that time.
They never left. They never leave here in Philadelphia until it's over. And the Phillies trail this game 2-0. Castellanos was in the middle of the comeback in the 6th, and he wins it in the 11th. Finally, the bullpen broke for the Braves.
A well-pitched game all the way around. Both starters kind of bumped heads. The bullpens were fantastic right up until the end.
Enjoy the day off tomorrow. Nick will join Sports Center for Eduardo Perez, Coney, Buster, Sarah, Ivan, our entire crew. We'll see you next week in Houston. I'm Carl Ravitch. Here comes Sports Center, everybody. sliding runner, and Correa got there.